If this strange mark appears at the doorstep, you must erase it, because this is the stamp of the stampede. Your family must have been targeted. Lao Li pried open the door. I walked in, start flipping boxes and cabinets, rummaged through it. Just as he was about to pry open the locked cabinet, there was a noise coming from outside the house. He quickly turned off the lights and hid. At this point, lift the wall and the woman enters the room. Lao Li hurriedly hid in the bedroom. I don't want to hit the corner of the table. It's okay. Hurry to hide under the bed. It wasn't discovered by the wall that came to hear me. When Lao Li woke up from a coma, discovering a woman staring at him intently, inaccurately speaking, it's the body of a woman, fell on his body. The first time I stole something, I encountered a murder scene. Lao Li feels like he's really in bad luck. Unexpectedly, when I got up from the wall, I found a stack of flashlights piled up on the table by Lao Li. He picked up his gun and looked around at a pair of blood under the warehouse. Caught his attention. Just as the wall was rising and the sky was empty, Lao Li suddenly rushed over, knocked down the wall with one hand. He saw the timing right. Pick up the pistol next to you and aim it at the wall. Lao Li is preparing to seal the mouth of the wall with tape. Looking back, a delivery boy tiptoed out of the kitchen. 4i relative. Both of them had a confused expression on their faces. Boss sister is here for brother Lin. Have a pleasant meal. I didn't take it seriously. Seeing the muzzle pointing towards oneself, little brother swears not to reveal it. At this moment, the gas wall on the sofa bites back at Lao Li, claiming that Lao Li killed the woman just now. The delivery boy took advantage of their argument. Start running away at once. Lao Li is about to catch up. Not clear. In a blink of an eye, Lao Li was tied up by Kicking. Command the courier to clap his hands while watching old Li leave while taking advantage of Kicking. Little brother comes to old Eli's side. He found out that Lao Li was wearing sneakers and the person who knocked him unconscious, wearing leather shoes. They decided to join forces to escape. Don't make any noise, bastard. But because the frequency of clapping is different, still being picked up by the wall, he aimed his gun at the delivery boy, and the little brother's hand touched the flashlight behind him. The two got into a fight. When Lao Li gets up from the ground, I saw the wall lying on the ground without any movement. Lao Li is panicking now. In the blink of an eye, another life has been lost. He packed up his things and prepared to leave, just as he picked up the flashlight, but I found out that the running freezer, and the moment I opened it, Lao Li is dumbfounded, a cabinet full of 100 yuan bills. At this moment, Lao Li changed his mind. Excuse me, little brother. Go aside and clean up the scene. And he quietly took this money and ran away. When Lao Li opened the delivery box, but I found a large amount of cash inside. Really? Who the hell are you? Brother opened the trunk, unexpectedly in front of a woman, put stacks of banknotes into the delivery box. Then the little brother ambushed upstairs. But when the woman walked into the room, I'll be calling soon. On my right. You go. Listen to me, hurry up and leave. I couldn't get in touch after that. Look at nobody inside the house. Little brother quietly slipped away. Entering the house, unexpectedly a pistol hit his head. Little brother, that's when he revealed the truth. The two grew up together as childhood sweethearts. Just because I don't have the money to get married, the woman fell in love with the wealthy man, Mr. Leo. The two of them decided to swap the fake banknotes in the car with Mr. Yu's vault. But they never thought this behavior will lead to personal harm for oneself. The two of them looked at these hard-earned money, feeling particularly uneasy in my heart. But now Lao Elias' son wants to make a mistake. This money, he had to start cleaning up the scene with two people. The two of them took out Kiang's mobile phones and identification documents. But he found out that he was not the wanderer in my brother's mouth. That means, at this moment, there is another person present in this room. Meanwhile, a white-haired man crawled out of the kitchen. It's obvious, he is Mr. Yu. Time went back a few hours ago. Mr. Yu came to his rented house, insert the room card, open the refrigerator, preparing to check one's cash. But from this moment on, the strong muzzle was aimed at his head. But his goal is not the money in the freezer. It's just a transaction. Just during the interrogation, the woman called Mr. Yu. In order not to arouse suspicion, Kicking pretends to be Mr. Yu's phone. Pick up the woman. Don't wait a moment. The woman's phone rings. Mr. Liu originally intended to knock the wall unconscious. However, the scene is chaotic, just accidentally smashing a woman to death. At this moment, he thought the person opposite was still standing up against the wall, so he explained everything to everyone. When Lao Li saw the transaction time, it's just a sight away. He can be nervous if he continues to inquire about the content of the transaction, just revealing the horse's feet. At this moment, Mr. Yu finally realized that the one who interrogates oneself is not the one who raised the wall before. The two of them are about to throw money and run away. But there was a knock outside the door. Unexpectedly, the trading partner has already arrived. No way. Lao Li had to impersonate General Manager Yo. Hard on the scalp. Early morning. Not sleeping. Why are cats and dogs making noise? It's getting cold and I need to eat. Big brother, big sister, big hair, big hair. Have a great success. Zhang Yaozhong, CEO of Central Trade Group. After matching the password, Mr. Zhang has dispelled doubts about Lao Li. Bring something in. Let Lao Li fireworks. But this wild goose scared old Li very much. A group of blindfolded children walked in. My beauty. August. Okay. They are dressed in rags, a broken iron bowl in hand, and they are actually the target households of Mr. Zhang's mouth. I didn't expect them to do such a shameless business. This group of abducted children, blinded by unscrupulous traffickers, to make money for them. Lao Li lifts the girl's hand. Discovered that the girl had a hospital bracelet tied to her hand. Mr. Zhang thought Lao Li found out that he had done something. Hastily explained. Before trading, a cargo has escaped. They had to go to the hospital and arrest him now, and this girl is kicking. Girl Chang is here this time, just to replace his girl. I always thought Lao Li was angry about the transfer of goods. Even promises can be customized privately, but Lao Li is currently just trying to save these children. They must not be harmed again. All the fake banknotes in the box have been brought over. I thought it could be forward passed. Who knew that the other party even carried a money detector? Why you, 100 times. Please note, Zhejiang city venue. He came forward with a fake coin and questioned the little brother. Then he directly lifted the box and smashed it over. A few people quickly formed a ball. The scene was chaotic. Just as we were preparing to exchange hostages, Mr. Liu walked out of the kitchen. He raised his gun in anger. The human traffickers also rushed over with great strides. What's even more surprising is that the cigarette butts just fell onto the refrigerant in the refrigerator. Lao Li opened his eyes. Hurry to rescue the children around you. When he turned around to find the delivery boy, little brother, come to the freezer and open the door, found that it had frozen into a large ice block this morning, but he wants to take this whole piece of ice straight away. But he hardly knew. My crimes have long been clearly captured by surveillance cameras in the corner. On the other side, Hikian's colleagues posted surveillance content on the screen in the city center. At this moment, the little brother is still desperately pushing the ice cubes. Little did they know that their own death was approaching. At the end of the film, Lao Li is not dead, pierced by a wooden stick, just running through kicking. He's still alive. Thank you, since you saved him. Actually, very entangled.